Hey y'all, it's Alirien, and today we are starting our readings for the season of Lughnasadh, which began on the 1st of August. Admittedly, I am filming this a little bit late. The video will be coming out late, but it is here. These readings span the entire season of Lughnasadh, which runs from the 1st of August until the autumn equinox, which I believe is the 21st of September this year. Even though this video is going up after the 1st of August, these readings still pertain, and they will last until the beginning of autumn in the middle of September. Today we are using the Moon Crystal Tarot, which I got on Etsy from someone named Alexandra Aquilina. I will drop a link to her shop in the doobly-doo, so if you like the art on the cards and would like to get your own copy, you can find her there. I'm also using as the oracle component the Messages from the Mermaids Oracle deck by Karen Kay, illustrated by Linda Olson. I am not sponsored by either of these individuals. I just really like the decks of cards, and I like to tell you which deck I am using so that if you really connect with the artwork and the meanings behind a particular deck, you know where to look for it. And I usually show off what I'm drinking, so I'll do that today as well. I have, hashtag not sponsored, Mimosa from Superstition Session Meadery. It is a mimosa inspired mead, so it's bubbly and it's got orange flavor, but it's also a mead, so it's the honeyed wine. It felt appropriate for today based on the season. We're gonna go with it, and I've got some incense going, but just like during the wreath making video, my door is open and the air conditioner is running so that I don't breathe too much smoke and get sick, because that has happened before. It's why there was a gap in one of my earlier videos a couple Sabbats ago, but I'm doing the readings across the span of 2 days instead of all in one go, so I can take some time to rest in between, because doing this is very tiring and very taxing on my voice because of how much I talk, as well as on, my mind and on my emotions and on my intuition. Having to tap into all of the energies to do these readings takes a lot out of me. So I'm going to do the first 6 today and the next 6 tomorrow, get it all edited and posted as soon as possible. We are in Leo season. That's when Lughnasadh happens, is right in the middle of Leo season. So we will start with Leo and end with Cancer, doing 3 cards plus the bottom of the deck out of the Moon Crystal deck, and 1 card each out of the Mermaid deck. I think I forget to say this sometimes, but as applies with all of my tarot reading videos, I urge you to take what resonates. The readings I do in these videos are done with the intention of being for a specific Western zodiac sign and for a specific time of year. However, if you come across this video later than it's intended for and feel particularly drawn to a reading that is not for a sign that you know is in your birth chart, it is still meant for you. If it resonates really strongly, it is for you in spite of all else. So please take what resonates and leave the rest. All of that said, I think I've rambled enough, so let's get started with a shuffle of each deck, and we'll pull the cards for Leo and go from there. Beautiful bridge shuffle on that one. This is one of the most satisfying decks to shuffle, in my opinion, because the cards are nice and flexible and they're not too slippery against each other. For Leo's reading, we have the Sister of Cups as the bottom of the deck, the Ten of Cups inverted, the Seven of Cups inverted, and the Junonian of Cups, which is the Queen. And then from the Mermaid deck, we did get two jumping out at once, so we're gonna go ahead and run with two cards here. Abundance and Letting Go. The Sister of Cups, which is the Page of Cups in the bottom of the deck, says that your underlying context and the major theme of this period of time for you is going to be some sort of happy surprise. The Page of Cups also points to your inner child or your intuition, and seeing that all of these cards are cups, everything in your life right now is going to be seen through the lens of your emotions, your intuition, and your relationships. But there's some sort of delightful surprise has happened right now. In a bit of a contrast though, the first card in the main spread is the Ten of Cups inverted, which is typically peace, contentment, fulfillment, and a celebration. But when it's inverted, some sort of dream or family situation or relationship has broken in some way. Likewise, the Seven of Cups points to some issues here and perhaps a lack of maturity in some way. When inverted, it's temptation, it's diversion, it's distraction, a feeling of confusion. These two, to me, go very much hand in hand. You are confused about what to do and where to go now because something that was very, very comfortable and that you perhaps were even complacent in has slipped away from you or was stripped from you, and you're maybe not sure where to go. If this surprise has not happened yet, is going to come very soon. The Junonian of Cups, which is our Queen of Cups, is compassion, calm, and comfort. You need to find these qualities within yourself to help you through this. To navigate this confusion and this heartbreak and this discontent, you need to be compassionate, you need to be calm, and you need to follow your intuition. The mermaids are also helping you by reminding you of the abundance that you currently have in your life and promising that you are going to have more soon. Take a step back and really examine everything in your life. Count all of your blessings, because that will help you navigate with a better understanding every step you take to move forward. The mermaids also are telling you to let go. Losing something is never a fun thing. It must have hurt and it must have kind of blindsided you, I think, a little bit, but it is something that ultimately you are meant to let go of because it no longer serves you and it now leaves that part of your life open for some sort of new relationship and new exploration of yourself. Ultimately, Leo, follow your intuition and take some time to appreciate the abundance you currently have and let go of that which you have lost. Virgo, for the bottom of the deck, has the Fool and your three cards for the main spread: Death inverted, Ace of Swords, Sister of Cups inverted, and your Mermaid card is Dive Deep. The Fool as the bottom of the deck means that your underlying theme and main focus is going to be new beginnings, some sort of brand new journey, brand new goal for you, and a little bit of perhaps taking that blind leap of faith into it without letting the worry cause you to hesitate and hold you back. We often are our own worst enemy and our own worst obstacle and our own worst critic when it comes to the things that we are trying to do. So take that deep breath, weigh the pros and the cons, and know what the consequences and the drawbacks of this are going to be. Sorry, I have a dog who is demanding my attention right now. Hi, buddy. You want to help me do some tarot? You want to sit for me? Good boy. Hi, Ace. Hi, buddy. Yeah, you're a very sweet boy. You can hang out with me. You can hang out. Layla. I might have a Layla coming too. Layla. Nope, she walked away. Take that deep breath, weigh those pros and cons, know what the potential consequences and obstacles will be, but don't let them stop you. You are being encouraged by your ancestors, your guides, any gods that you may worship, or the universe itself, if that is what you prefer, to take the deep breath, jump feet or head first into this, and to know that you are fully capable of reaching the end goal. Hi, that you are envisioning for yourself right now. Oh my gosh, I have 3 puppy dogs all of a sudden. And there went 2 of them, just like thinking. In your main spread, however, you do have Death inverted. Means that some sort of significant change has been on the horizon for you for quite some time. You know it's coming, you know it's necessary, but you're trying to avoid it for some reason. And I think it's because you are afraid of what lies on the other side. If for no other reason, then you don't know what's on the other side, and that uncertainty is what's terrifying you right now. Death and the Fool together here are telling you, don't let your fear stop you. What waits on the other side is ultimately bigger and better for you. The Ace of Swords upright is very much an intellectual and a wit-based card. Victory, raw strength, and a sharpness of mind. Be mindful and responsible with how you think and how you speak toward others, and especially toward yourself. I think this is trying to remind you and caution you against being too harsh toward yourself. Because if you think too negatively for too long about yourself, you will eventually begin to believe yourself, and you'll never reach your goals because you're constantly convinced that you cannot do it. Use your mind to your best advantages right now. The Sister of Cups inverted, rounding out this reading here, shows immaturity, escapism, or a lack of creativity. I think that trying so hard to avoid this change because you're scared has led you to be a bit childish and do everything you can to ignore and avoid letting this change take place. Because you're so afraid of the uncertainty on the other side, you've lost your creative spark as well. And now you just don't have the energy to pursue it. Find that happy medium between your current adult self and your inner child, between letting yourself play and letting yourself be responsible and mature. That is what the Ace of Swords is trying to help you with. The Mermaid card, Dive Deep, is recommending that you take some time to really look more deeply, quite literally, at the situation that you are faced with, this change and the uncertainty on the other side. So far, you've been really focused on the surface aspect of there being such an unknown and the fact that you will have to get out of your comfort zone. But look deeper at all of the potential and all of the positive things that wait on the other side of this change when you take this leap of faith with the Fool. There are so many good things waiting for you, you just haven't seen them because you haven't been looking for them. Take a step back and talk with yourself in your own mind. You can do it out loud if that helps, of course, but let your mind be your best tool to see the best possible outcomes and the best potential for this change and this new beginning. And when you're ready, take the breath and plunge in. Okay, Virgo? For Libra's spread, the bottom of the deck is the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Swords inverted starts the main spread and is joined by the Three of Swords and the Sister of Cups inverted. So the Sister has come up for the last 3 readings, which is interesting. Your Mermaid card as the Oracle component is Truth. Ten of Wands, upright in the bottom of the deck, says that the main theme is accomplishment, responsibility, and or burden. You have been working extremely hard in order to turn something into fruition. You worked really, really hard to reach some sort of a goal. And at the end of that journey, you found yourself overburdened and with way too much responsibility. Ten of Swords inverted says that you've been through the ringer. You are quite literally at rock bottom, which means there's nowhere to go but up. Reviving, it's rejuvenation, it's potentially an inevitable end. Whatever slight you suffered that has caused these wounds, probably this sense of needing to work harder and take more responsibility than you were supposed to. It was very recent and you're still reeling from it a little bit, but the focus now needs to be getting over and moving on from this. The Three of Swords, together with the Ten of Swords inverted, shows me how severe this grief was. The Three of Swords, more specifically, heartbreak, suffering, and grief. Some sort of loneliness, rejection, or betrayal has occurred. These two are very much in tandem, and it makes a lot of sense that they're also both swords cards. You went through something very hard recently, and almost quite literally felt stabbed in the back or through the heart by someone that you trusted and someone that you cared about and that you thought cared about you. Sister of Cups inverted, like with Virgo, is pointing to you perhaps trying to find a way to escape from what you're dealing with and not have to think about it, or acting a bit immaturely and letting your inner child have a bit too much of its own way. Otherwise, perhaps just being a little irresponsible about things. This situation here with the Three of Swords and the Ten of Swords has absolutely thrown you. So right now, your focus, as much as you may want to just pick yourself back up and keep going in spite of it, and that is a good thing to do, but make sure you take the time to really process everything and let yourself move on. It is rare, especially with something like this, that you're able to get over it like that and keep going. Even when you do that up front toward other people, and make other people feel like you're over it already and it wasn't as big of a deal. In private, sometimes you will need to take more time than you perhaps initially thought or want to think over it and think through it and come to terms with what happened as best as you can. And there will be moments where you're reminded of what happened and it will hurt all over again, but it'll hurt less than it did when it first happened. And the amount of hurt you feel each time will lessen further over time. You are urged right now to just recover and find some ways to relax and indulge your inner child and your simplest joys within reason, obviously, and try to just let go of some of these responsibilities you've lumped onto yourself. And if other people have lumped some of these responsibilities onto you, tell them no. Those people perhaps don't realize how much you already put on yourself. You need to find a balance between what you give yourself that you absolutely have to do and what you allow others to ask of you. The Truth card. You need to look with as truthful of eyes as possible at areas of your life that are currently worrying you to determine whether you're worrying an appropriate amount or if you need to be worried at all. When you ask to know the truth of a situation, it will reveal itself in the most appropriate time. It also points to, however, that there is some sort of secret that may be waiting to be brought to light. And remember that there are usually more than two sides to a story, and the truth of the situation lies somewhere in between. You, Libra, are probably much more aware of this fact than most other people. You are the scales of balance and the scales of justice. Scales of balance, that's a little bit redundant, isn't it? And those who fight for justice and fight for truth recognize more than anybody else that the truth of the world is not according to a single person, and it's rarely broken down into two sides of a story. There are always at least three points of view, and somewhere in the middle is the truth of the matter and what actually happened. And that's what you need to find and recognize and move on with. For now, take the time to recover from this and find a way forward in some way, even if it's just to feel like yourself again. And know that any truth that remains to be found of the situation will be revealed when it is meant to be revealed. For Scorpio, the bottom card of the deck is Five of Wands, and the main spread consists of Six of Cups, the Lovers, and Four of Wands. The Mermaid card is Patience. Obviously, the Mermaid card, very self-explanatorily, suggests patience with your situation and with everything that comes up. The Five of Wands on the bottom of the deck points to competition, conflict, or rivalry of some kind. Particularly you and some sort of rival of yours struggling for dominance. And there could be multiple sides of this. It might not just be you and one other person. It could be several people wrapped up in all of this. But remember that a lot of times people are putting on more of a show than they actually have the power to back up. It's all talk and no action. Don't let any of those rivals make you hesitate for too long, because even if they can do more, they're not actually going to do very much outside of what is necessary to get the job done. The Six of Cups is nostalgia, happy memories, and reunion. You and someone from your past have reunited in some way. There's a wonderful sense of nostalgia that has come up. It's a very happy moment for you. With the exception of the Five of Wands, all of these are rather positive, especially in combination with each other. Just don't let this nostalgia and this dive into your past prevent you from remembering to live in the present, because you don't want to miss out on all of the things that are happening right now and all of the opportunities that may present themselves. The Lovers, most often people assume it points to some sort of partnership or relationship. It's a union and a duality, but it also points to a choice of some kind. Some sort of decision may need to be made about what direction to go with your life from where you currently are. The Four of Wands is usually home and marriage, some sort of celebration, some sort of community, harmony, happiness, and good relationships. You are in a very good position. Old friends, your partner in life, and your family are all surrounding you and forming this great support network for you. And that is the main thing that is, I think, meant to bolster you in the face of this conflict and this rivalry. You have so much to be grateful for and so many blessings. It cannot possibly bring you down and carry out any threat that it has made to you thus far, because you have so much in your corner to help you through this. Remembering these things, turning to your family and your loved ones, and remembering the good times to motivate you to keep moving forward rather than to escape the present and miss opportunities. That, plus a little bit of patience with the situation and with anything that comes up, will help you navigate this rivalry and this conflict and resolve it in the best scenario for all parties involved. Sagittarius in the bottom of the deck has the Devil inverted, and for your main spread you have the Emperor inverted, the Nine of Wands, and Death. Your memory card is Feelings. The Devil being inverted is actually a very positive meaning, especially in comparison to what it normally points to. It is freedom, it is release, and it is a restoration of control. You have regained control over some aspect of your life recently, Sagittarius, that previously was lost to some sort of codependency or debt addiction, and you made the steps and started going through the process of breaking ties with this thing or this person or this part of your life that you had become so codependent on. You are moving forward and learning how to continue being yourself without that thing or with less of that thing. So that is the underlying context for you right now, is this sense of release and this freedom that you've gained and you've given to yourself. The Emperor inverted has a sense of tyranny, rigidity, and coldness. There's maybe some lingering issues going on, which is perfectly natural. It's perfectly normal. The Nine of Wands is encouraging you, however, because it's resilience, it's pushing forward, and it's the last stretch. You still have some lingering stuff. You've made a lot of strides and done a lot of good work to free yourself, but you're not quite there yet. The Nine of Wands and the Emperor together are telling you there's still a little bit you need to work through. So take your time, because you have a little bit more to go. It's not over yet, okay? Keep pushing until the last grips of this codependency and this addiction have been shoved off of you, and you are, in fact, completely free. The Death card points to a significant change, and I think this Nine of Wands, it ended up in the middle here, and for good reason. It quite literally is the difference between the inverted Emperor and the Death. Overcoming that last hurdle will help you see this really big, significant, and necessary change in your life and in yourself that allows you to move forward as this brand new version of yourself that is free and is happier and is healthier. And so many more good things are going to be waiting for you on the other side of this Nine of Wands and this Death change. You have so much in your future right now, Sagittarius. You've just got to push through that last little bit. The Mermaid card of Feelings, letting yourself notice your emotions and feel them as they come up without letting them take over. Express your feelings as honestly as you can. Yeah. As you're going through this, Feelings is encouraging you the entire time not to convince yourself or let yourself feel like you are alone. This is your journey and this is a personal thing for you, but that doesn't mean you can't talk to other people. That doesn't mean you shouldn't express your feelings and be honest with people around you about what you're going through. You don't have to tell everybody, but the few people that you trust most and who you feel or know care the most about you, they should know what you're going through. Let them be involved. Let them be informed of what's going on with you. Don't bottle things up, because the pressure in that bottle will build and burst if you let it go on too long. And that could cause you to regress a little bit. So take a deep breath and push through this last little bit of work. Look for this change to occur when you're all the way through it and you're finally free of what this Devil and inverted Emperor are. Make time and steps to express your feelings in the most constructive ways possible. Capricorn's bottom of the deck is Six of Swords inverted. You got extra cards in both the normal tarot and the Mermaid Oracle, so it's gonna be a minute. Five of Cups upright, Death, Nine of Cups inverted, the Emperor inverted, and the mermaids are free spirit and support. The Six of Swords inverted points to emotional baggage, an unresolved issue, or a resistance to transition. You are needing to go through some sort of transition in your life right now, and you're trying to resist this change. It's very similar to Death inverted or the Tower inverted, where you're trying to avoid this for some reason. You're resistant to it for some reason. There's something in your life that is causing more harm than good that you really need to let go of and move on from, and you're just not doing it. So that is the focus of this time. The Five of Cups points to loss, grief, and disappointment. 3 cups have turned over, but 2 are still standing. So you are experiencing some sort of despair and sadness associated with a loss. Just remember that you can still salvage something and move forward, not completely empty-handed. There is still something to work with. Death, obviously, significant change on the horizon that is necessary. The Nine of Cups inverted is greed, smugness, and dissatisfaction. And the Emperor inverted, as we said before, is tyranny, a coldness, a rigidity. I think you're resistant of letting go of this thing that is lost. You're not convinced that you have to let go of it, when everything is pointing to you needing to let go and move on. So I think you need to take a step back and really think about the whole situation, because this one thing you're clinging to that you're not letting yourself transition forward from is literally the only thing keeping you from being freer and lighter and actually moving forward and accomplishing some of the things that you have envisioned and ambitioned to do. And then the Free Spirit card. Don't hold yourself back. Quite literally, let yourself go through this transition. It doesn't have to be immediate, but it has to happen, because it'll let yourself be free and let yourself loosen up. Capricorn gets a little too serious sometimes. Have some fun, loosen up, be free, and enjoy life. And the support card quite literally is telling you that you have friends and family and people in your corner willing to help you and support you and talk you through it. So let this transition happen, Capricorn. It is for your better. Aquarius, you have for the bottom of the deck the Hermit. Your main spread is the Junonian of Cups inverted, Death, and the Hierophant. And your Mermaid card is Decisions. You have very important decisions that you need to consider. There is some sort of very important choice and a lot of thought that needs to go into it for you. The Hermit and Decisions both. So the Hermit specifically is contemplation, the search for truth, or inner guidance. Decisions is needing to consider all of the options before you make a very important choice. You need to really weigh all sides of this choice before you make your decision, because it will make a lot more difference than you may even realize right now. And you also need to keep in mind that the outcome could end up being even better than you are currently foreseeing or anticipating. The inverted Queen of Cups hints at a coldness, an insecurity, or a dependence. You are perhaps feeling nervous about this choice because you realize that it is going to bring with it a very significant change, but it's a change that needs to happen for you right now, Aquarius. The Hierophant is tradition, conformity, and moral and ethics. It is pursuit of knowledge. It is perhaps a teacher or spiritual guide of some kind. I think this teacher or this guide, this tradition, is meant to help you, but ultimately your own intuition and your own internal guidance and serious, patient contemplation are what is called for to make this choice for the best possible outcome before you forge ahead into the unknown. Don't let the insecurity and don't let any dependence you have on things currently around you or people currently around you hold you back and prevent you from experiencing this change. Pisces has pulled in the bottom of the deck 3 of Pentacles inverted, and for the main spread 7 of Pentacles inverted, 10 of Wands, 6 of Swords, and 2 of Wands. The Mermaid card is mystery. The Mermaid card, mystery, urges you to embrace the mysterious side of life, as many things within our life and universe are often better left unknown and unexplored. That being said, it also points to the possibility that you or someone you know is not quite showing all of their cards, so to speak. Either you should be careful about how much you give to other people. Likewise, you should be wary of those who may be wearing a mask of some kind. See what you can do or say to get past that without putting yourself in harm's way. The bottom card of the deck, being the underlying context of this, the Three of Pentacles inverted, is a lack of teamwork, a disorganization, or some other kind of group conflict or competition. This is some sort of probably work or career related conflict. Somehow people who should be able to work together well to reach a common goal are not. Or you yourself are having two sides of your mind at odds with one another right now, and it's caused you to slow down in your work and become disorganized, and you're now unable to press forward toward your goal. The further spread, the Seven of Pentacles, likewise shows working with no results, getting distracted, and just generally having none of the rewards you have worked toward, probably because none of the worthwhile work is actually getting done right now, because you've been stuck in this conflict and competition, either with other people or some other side of yourself that has distracted you and pulled you away from what's actually important. The Ten of Wands is also very much work oriented, and it points to an amount of accomplishment, being that it is the 10, but it also indicates that you've perhaps taken on too much responsibility and burden, and you've overworked yourself and you're burning yourself out. Perhaps the two sides of yourself that are at war is this side of you that needs to get work done and knows it needs to get work done and is so focused on work that you can't rest, and the other side of yourself that is screaming for you to take a break because of how tired you are. You've been neglecting basic necessities and also a bit of revelry for the sake of getting this work done. It's commendable that you're so devoted to the work, but you can't be so devoted that you harm yourself in the process, because if you harm yourself, then you'll never reach that goal. The Six of Swords is transition. Particularly, it's leaving something behind that once was hurting you. I think what needs to be left behind is this unhealthy mentality surrounding your work and reaching your goals. Bye-bye. And the Two of Wands is a planning and a sense of discovery as well. What I think you need to do right now, Pisces, is don't let go of or give up on this goal. Take a step back, because you're already exhausted. Take some breaths. Do things for at least a day to just relax and get your mind completely off of this work that you've been doing. The next day, sit down and plan out everything you have to do, everything you want to do to reach this goal, and a relatively loose deadline. Don't kill yourself to get it done as soon as possible. You need to account for time that isn't work and be as realistic as you can. Aries, in the bottom of the deck for you, is the Star inverted. Your main spread is the Ten of Wands, the Amazon of Pentacles inverted, the Seven of Swords, and the Mermaid card is light. So the inverted star as the bottom of the deck is a general sense of discouragement and insecurity. The Ten of Wands, as we discussed in a couple other readings, there's a sense of accomplishment, but it's muddied by the fact that you've taken on too much burden and too much responsibility, so you burned yourself out in the process of getting to that reward, so it's not as enjoyable as it could be. The Amazon of Pentacles, or the Knight of Pentacles, is working for no reward, a laziness or an obsessiveness. And the Seven of Swords is deceit and trickery, or turning a blind eye to problems around you. The Light card, you either need to take some time to take care of yourself to brighten your light again, or you need to shine that light for others. I think this is a moment where you, like Pisces, need to take a moment take a step back and take care of yourself and reinvigorate yourself a little bit. You've become discouraged and you're over concerned with work and responsibility, and you've been working so hard that you're not actually seeing the reward because you're so tired. And the Seven of Swords especially, there are other things going on right now that are making it hard to feel like you've achieved anything because of how other people have been treating you, or because you've maybe started taking some shortcuts that aren't as honorable for the sake of getting work done, and maybe that's why you're not seeing the results. You will have time to get the work done and reach the goal that you've been working toward. You've accomplished a lot, so now you need to take a minute and just take care of yourself before you go any further forward. Because if you keep working in this state of discouragement and insecurity, that is going to reflect on the work you are doing, and you're not going to cherish it as well. You're going to be even more upset because your work isn't as good as it could have been, and it's just going to keep cycling like that. Also, tens have come up a few times in several of the readings. I just want to make a reminder that when a 10 card comes out, it is kind of the end of that journey. Regardless of the inherent meaning of the card, you are also urged to start thinking about what's next. The next step for you, I think, is to take care of yourself, re-energize yourself before you move forward on any other goal. Alright, Taurus, your bottom card of the deck is the Chariot. Your main spread is the Three of Wands inverted, the Sister of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles inverted. Your Mermaid card is Innocence. The Chariot, being our underlying theme, points to willpower, direction, and control. You have the willpower and the control over what happens. You ultimately have the power to decide how this plays out. You are going to encounter obstacles you probably already have, and that's going to frustrate you, but you have opportunity that is also going to present itself. The Three of Wands is those obstacles and that frustration, but the Page of Pentacles, the Sister of Pentacles, dreams, desire, and new opportunities. In spite of these obstacles, you are going to have new opportunities basically throwing themselves at you, to the point where you probably are going to have to choose to miss out on some of them for the sake of others. You can decide. Consider all of your options before you keep charging ahead, but you have full power over how everything plays out. You get to decide which opportunity is the best one for you and which one is most important. The Mermaid card of Innocence says focus on innocence as you navigate this situation. The innocence of your inner child and the innocence of your purest soul is meant to help guide you as you choose which opportunities to take and which to miss out on for the sake of following the ones you prefer. Be open-minded and let yourself see this as exciting and fun rather than just work and needing to get things done. That rhymed by accident. Oops. Hi, I have 2 puppy dogs that are going to help me with Gemini. For the bottom of the deck, we have the World, and your main spread is the Three of Cups, the Ten of Wands, and the Jovian of Cups inverted. Your Mermaid Oracle is Friendship. Gemini, you have an underlying sense of accomplishment and fulfillment going on right now, and that is absolutely fantastic. I'm very, very proud of you. With this, we do have the Three of Cups, which is reunion, it's celebration, it's this sense of being surrounded by your friends and your community. It's all around a very happy and supportive time. We do have the Ten of Wands, as we've had with some others. It's still a sense of accomplishment, but you're a bit tired from it. And this, I think, is leading to the moodiness, but you have fulfilled something, and your friends are right there with you to help you celebrate it. The Friendship and Three of Cups are going hand in hand here. Take a break. You've earned it more than you realize right now, Gemini, and let your friends celebrate with you. In the meantime, once you've taken this time to celebrate, start thinking about what's next. You've reached the end of a very important and fulfilling road. When you've recovered from the fatigue and the dip in mood that has come with it, and when you've recovered from the celebration that your friends are throwing at you, start planning what's next. Lastly, we have Cancer. For the bottom of the deck for Cancer, we have the Fool, and for the main spread, we have Sister of Cups, Four of Pentacles inverted, and Five of Wands. And for the Mermaid cards, we did end up with two, Inner Knowing and Awareness. Now, Inner Knowing, Awareness, and Sister of Cups all effectively are urging you to follow your intuition, your inner voice, and be as aware as you can of all of the elements at play. Be as aware of you as you can, not only of your own gifts and blessings, but also of your own flaws and obstacles. Be aware of others and everything that's going on here, and follow your intuition above all else. The Fool being the underlying context, you, much like Virgo and a few others here, are staring down the path of a new beginning, and there's a freeness to your spirit and this leap of faith that you are meant to take. Jump feet or head first, whatever floats your boat, and take this new beginning as joyously as you can. Follow your intuition as you do it. The Four of Pentacles, however, in its inverted state, is warning you to be careful of greediness and stinginess and possessiveness. Being conservative is not a bad thing because it means that you are being careful not to give away too much. It could lead to this fear of loss that ultimately harms you. What are you scared you're gonna lose, and what are you trying too hard to control? We do also have the Five of Wands, which is a rivalry or a conflict of some kind. Competition can be healthy. I think perhaps you're scared of what you will lose through this rivalry. Look instead for the things that you could gain after you lose whatever it is. You need to find just the right amount to give up in order to reach the goal that you have in sight as you start with the Fool here. Your intuition ultimately will be your guide to strike this balance. And there we have it, 12 readings for the 12 Western zodiac signs for the season of Lughnasadh. As we move through this season toward the autumn equinox and the start of autumn proper, I hope that you are able to recall at least one of these readings and find guidance within it to calm you and help you move forward in the best way possible and to best make use of your potential and your own gifts for the best outcome. I thank you so much for watching and joining me for these, and I will see you again, if not before then, in other videos, then with more readings for Mabon. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please click the like button and leave me a comment letting me know which of these readings resonated best with you and what you're most looking forward to between now and the start of autumn. If you would like to see more tarot reading content like this, I do have an entire playlist that you can find toward the end of the video and linked in the doobly-doo. I have reading videos like this from in bulk all the way to now, and I will continue to add to the series as we move forward and as I find a good comfortable rhythm with doing these readings and these videos. If you would like to stay up to date on all of my content as it premieres here on this channel, please click subscribe, and if you never want to miss a single one and want to be among the first to watch the videos premiere, click that notification bell and turn on all of your notifications. If you'd like to find where I'm active on other social media planes, my link tree is in the doobly-doo. It contains links to my Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and several other sites. And if you would like to further contribute to content like this in the future, my Patreon starts at $1 a month. The link to that is also in the link tree. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you all again very soon with another video. Keep aiming, my loves. Mwah!